Hi, good morning, and welcome to Basement Chronicles Live. Today, I want to address some common misconceptions that we have in our head about speaking, and that can affect how we just interact with the audience, whether we are actually nervous or not. My name is Lisa Dublin. I'm a speaking coach and a life coach, and I teach professionals how to live, to lead, and to speak with confidence. Because you know what? Confidence is a real flex. When you have confidence, you can do way more in life than if you are timid, if you are holding back, if you don't know what you're about. Confidence is a key ingredient. And I'm so proud of a program that I run called Speak with Confidence that teaches just that. The premise is to teach professionals and entrepreneurs how to speak with confidence and authenticity. We have been doing this for the last 3 or 4 years since 2021, and we're about to go into our ninth cohort. So I thought, I'm not hoarding the information, because what makes the program work is not just the information, but it is that confidence is a muscle. And over the course of 6 weeks, you get to practice, you get to be evaluated, you get coached on how to speak with confidence and authenticity. So that is why it works, which is why I can come up here and share some information for free. So even if you don't join the program, it's okay. Here's the program. Let me just put that up. That is a Speak with Confidence Cohort 9, April 2nd to the 30th. And you have 6 weeks of virtual live training, one-on-one coaching with me, Lisa Dublin, timely personalized feedback. You get a speaking style assessment, lots of practice, as I said, evaluation. And even after you are done, what happens is you enter the speaking school. So you get to continue to practice, to learn about speaking, to keep it top of mind. It is so important. So welcome as well. This morning I'm on Watch Radio, on YouTube. Welcome to Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you're watching me from. Check in, say hi. Oh my goodness, say hello, you guys. Let's get going with our topic this morning. So here's the first misconception. Let's examine what's happening in your head. Let's say today you have to speak at an event, or today you are leading the staff meeting. Hi, good morning, Tess. Good morning to you. Let's say, for example, you have an interview coming up, or you have been asked to give, an address, an introduction, and you are nervous, you are scared, you are feeling, oh my gosh, I just want this to be over. Is that you this morning? Hey, Elsa, you are here. That's great. How's the audio this morning on YouTube? Let me know, please. We're also on Instagram as well. If that is you this morning, let's talk about that. Why are you scared? What are you scared of? You have a speaking engagement coming up, okay? You know your stuff because you're that professional, okay? A lot of people who I coach, I I never have to tell them anything about, you need to do your job better. It's the confidence behind believing you can do the job. That is where, thank you very much, that is where the problem lies a lot of the time. So you are that professional or that entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, maybe you have a product or a service that people need. So let's examine why you might be nervous or scared about speaking to people about it, doing that interview, going live, standing up and speaking in the staff meeting when you have the problem that everybody seems to just be going around the circle for. You have the answer. You've got the answer to the problem, but to get up and articulate it, that is a problem. Let's look at some of those reasons why. One of the things that I've learned as a coach is to really start with why people do what they do. You know that your actions will give you results, certain results. The reason that you're nervous is because you are thinking a certain thought. So, my dear people, let's look at some of these thoughts. One of the thoughts is, there are people out there who want me to fail. All right? I am not going to come up here and tell you a lie. You are quite right. 10 on 10 for being right. but you're not completely right. Because there are also people in the audience who want you to succeed. Why are we focusing on the people who we figure want us to fail? So those people, maybe some of them you know, some of them you don't know, on top of them not even liking you, they are in your head, taking a prime real estate and not paying a cent. In fact, they are so powerful in your head that they are dictating how you feel and how you show up about the other people who actually need to hear what you have to say. So, yes, my answer to that question, to that misconception that there are people who I know are waiting for me to fail is yes, and yes, and yes, and so what? Even though those people exist, my advice and what we teach and speak with confidence that in all of the speaking programs is you don't focus on them. You focus on the thirsty person. The thirsty person is that person who absolutely needs to hear what you have to say. And if you let that person take up the valuable real estate of your thoughts, you are going to not only draw them in, but also the naysayers. There is another kind of person in any audience. So you have those who are out, the snipers, I like to call them. Like I was just on a call on YouTube and I heard a sniper. So this person comes on and three people are hosting a session and he speaks to one person and he says, you know what? You're very different from the others, right? You're very different. You know, you bring in a different kind of, y'all are hearing the codes, right? You guys are hearing what's happening here. But yeah, he's saying to this guy, so the guys are black, and this one that he is speaking to is white. And he's like, you know, you bring in a different kind of clientele. You speak differently and so on. I so appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. I could not help it. Like, anyway, whatever. But you get snipers like that. And what do? They are not the only ones on the call, in the audience, or anywhere else. You've got to focus on your thirsty person. The other kind of person in the audience is that person who wants you to succeed for their own selfish reasons. And truth be told, I do believe they make up the biggest set of people in any audience. I never understood this. I've been doing speaking courses since maybe like my first public speaking course was back in 2004 or 2005. I studied under Alma Mokyen in Jamaica at a media school called Carrimac. I've been hearing this over and over that the audience is on your side. And in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, what are you talking about? Don't you see some of the faces that we face? Don't you see some of the people who look nonplussed, not interested, on their phone, sleeping? How is it that those people are on my side? Until I heard somebody explain it, and I want to offer you this as a different thought to people who want me to fail. The reason that most people want you to succeed when you stand up to speak is to satisfy their need that they did not waste their time. You know how when you go to a movie and you really want it to be a good movie, nobody wants to see like B-roll, or not B-roll, like B actors or C actors. You want it to be good. You want the star boy to win or the star girl to overcome that problem. You want the graphics and the after effects to kind of move your soul, don't you? You want to leave the cinema or after watching the movie, you want to have a good taste in your mouth. That's how your audience feels. They want you to succeed so that they will satisfy their hope that they did not waste their time, their money, or their effort. And so it's a very selfish reason, so you can be very certain that it is authentic. They want you to succeed so that they themselves would have gotten what they came for. And that mindset does a couple things to you as a speaker, or it should. Is that making sense so far? Hi, everybody joining on Instagram. Welcome on LinkedIn. Thank you for being here as well. Yes, let's go. It makes sense for you as a speaker because if I know that you want me to succeed for your own reasons, that I need to show you a good time. I need to answer your questions. I need to be on point. I need to give you the best of myself. I'm going to go all out because it's not even a matter of me anymore. It's a matter of I need to do what the audience wants me to do. And um, many people are very self conscious because they are self absorbed. When you get to the point where you recognize they didn't just hire you for your good looks. Okay, what just happened here? Hello, hello, am I here? It looks like it got stuck. They didn't just hire you for your good looks, okay? They hired you for one of four reasons. There are four main reasons for public speaking: either to inform, to persuade, to motivate, or to entertain. A lot of people, hey Greg, how you doing? A lot of people in the professional space are not hired for entertainment purposes. So let's leave that one out for now. Like if you're not Trevor Noah, if you're not Sterling from Edmonton, who's doing so well, and I'm just enjoying his jokes and his humor and just his heart, okay? If you're not those kinds of people, nobody's hiring you to be entertaining. So you have to stay on point. You have to stay on. I am here to either inform you, persuade, or motivate for something. Most professionals, truth be told, find themselves at different points, even in one message, doing a little bit of both. So you see how you can't afford to be self-absorbed? Yes, you do all the things. Yes, you get your hair together. You get your clothing. You give people the gift of yourself as a speaker. But ultimately, when you stand up there to speak, or when you just simply address the audience via, if it's virtual or whatever, it is about them and the job that you were hired or invited to do. That mindset takes away from the fear. That mindset takes away from the nervousness and just being so self absorbed that I can't think beyond myself. And there goes my dog. He's hungry. It's this dog. Oh my goodness. You guys on Instagram, you cannot see him. You stop it. Listen, we're not doing this morning. Behave yourself. Okay. I feel like I'm a mom all over again. What is this with this dog? Here's another misconception we need to address. What if I make a mistake? Anybody knows what I'm going to now answer? Yes. What if you make a mistake? Are they going to come just take you away? Are they going to cut away your house? Are they going to kill off your family because you, in your grandiose sense of self, believe that making a mistake was so life-changing that your entire life changes after you've made a mistake? Hang on, you guys. Okay, stop it. Sit down. Sit down. Stop. Sit down. Sit. Okay? I'm going to lock him in the room after when I'm doing the lives from now on. He's getting a little troublesome. Nobody is going to care so much. If you make an error, you correct yourself, you get proper information, and then you continue. And I always give this example of my epic fails. When I do, like I've started doing speak with confidence retreats with companies, making it something that I give and present to them. And one of the things that I start with is to tell people about my epic fails. Okay, so sit down, Seth. Come on, sit down, sit. Come on, sit down. Behave, behave. That's it. Okay. When I was in the media, I was doing live TV, and one time I ended up calling myself somebody else's name. It was just because of, but it's not cute at all. I'm very embarrassed right now. That's like poor training for dogs, okay? Poor training, okay? Right. And I ended up saying somebody else's name. I was like, hi, welcome to Sunrise on HTS. And I gave the other person's name. And I gave his name because that's what I had been hearing all of these months. Okay. Did I die? No. Was I taken off the air because I made that mistake? No. My point is, get past yourself. You've got a message to deliver. You can't afford to say like, oh my goodness, what if I make a mistake? Who are you not to make a mistake? You've got to like just level yourself with everybody else. I am human. I will make mistakes, and that's okay. If you lower the bar from being perfect to being effective, you are going to be more confident as a speaker. That's it. So many people are afraid to step out and afraid to speak up and speak publicly because they are afraid that they will not be perfect. I submit to you this morning that is the height of pride. There, I said it. Like, who are you not to make a mistake? Think about it. The other thing the last point that I want to talk about this morning is people are afraid to do public speaking because they've not done it before. And I said to myself, you better start because this confidence thing is a muscle, okay? If you don't start to work it, the more time you take learning to hone your public speaking skills is the more time you lose in learning to be confident at it. I always give the example of my very first live on Facebook back in 2020. I had come from a run outdoors and I went live in my backyard with my phone. I was nervous. I didn't make very much sense, but I happened to get the message out. But it was that feeling of uncertainty, that feeling of, oh my gosh, I am doing something new. I don't even know how to do it. Yes, you've got to be willing to go through those initial hoops to get on the other side of confidence, whatever you do, including speaking. And I believe if you want to go, hey, Harriet, how are you? My goodness, it's been a minute, eh? I think I've been away for like 2 weeks or so, but I'm back now. I am back, right? You've got to be willing to go through the hoops of looking uncertain, looking a little foolish, and that's okay. That's what you tell yourself, I'm human. Not exactly knowing how to be very effective in the beginning so that you calm your nerves, you get accustomed to the platform, you get accustomed to speaking, and soon it will not be about how I am speaking, but it will be about the message that I want to get across. Speaking is powerful. Speaking is powerful. Wherever you find yourself as a professional, maybe you are an immigrant, maybe you are that person who's like, you know what? I need to step up in the office or in the organization, but I feel like those skills of speaking, no, that's not for me. Step out, take a class, speak with confidence even. But if you don't start the process of learning how to be confident as a speaker, you are literally leaving money on the table. You are literally retarding your growth because the longer you take to learn these skills is the longer you take to become confident. Like you don't get to tomorrow before you pass through today. Like I have this other one that I say, I don't even know why it doesn't even make sense, but I always say no rocks without river, no river without rocks. It just sounds good. It doesn't mean anything really. What I want to say is that you have to do the initial teething pains of anything before it becomes second nature. The reason I'm great as a speaker is because I've had years of practice. It's not just a matter of, yes, I have words for days. I like to say that. No, it's practice. Any speaker, look, Greg is right here. And also Elsa's right here. These people can tell you it is a matter of speaking again and again. If you don't start that process now, perhaps in a situation, a program like Speak with Confidence that hones in on the nervousness, hones in on the skills of showing up not because of yourself, but for your audience and changing your mindset around what you think an audience is. Because we think that the audience is made up of perfect people. In which world? Think about it. You are a human being speaking to other human beings, just like you. And you have something to say. That's why you've got the mic. That's why they've given you the platform, because you have something to say. So you are in that position of authority. And many people I know, another fear is, what if I say the wrong thing? Well, baby girl, baby boy, you have you can control that by doing your homework, by getting prepared, and also, just living. I always like to say, try not to present on things that you don't know. Stay in your zone of excellence, stay in your lane. So y'all know the story of the guy who stood up to speak at the wedding reception. He stood up to speak, and he's like, "Well, I don't know the groom or the bride, but I'd like to say a few words." Sit down. You don't know the groom. You don't know the bride. Clearly, you just came to get a nice plate of food. What are you standing up to speak for? And so, if you take that off the table, that I'm not going to go into territory that I don't know, you should be fine. And here's the other thing I always tell people, even in business, even in the speaking world, if you're not about puffing yourself up beyond what you can handle, you should be okay, because your thirsty person might not be mine. Maybe as a speaker, with all my experience, I can speak to the ones, the twos, the threes, and the fours, and perhaps even the fives to give them a refresher. Maybe you're just starting out as a speaker. You can speak to the ones. If you have a little more experience, you can speak to the ones and twos. So, what I'm saying is that there will always be a thirsty person for your level of expertise, hands down. I just love speaking. I love the the feeling of a speaker making you feel, right? And just bearing their heart out there, giving of the best of themselves, giving people the gift of themselves. Speaking can take you places. So these are some of the common misconceptions that we address in the Speak with Confidence program. We kick off on the 2nd of April. I have consultations all week and weekend. So the spots are filling up, and we're only taking 10 people, and some of those spots have been filled. I like to say that it's one of these programs that just keeps on giving, because we have catered for the confidence that you get after having done the Speak with Confidence program. Even if you don't do Speak with Confidence, these kinds of sessions, I have lots of sessions. Go subscribe to Basement Chronicles. Let me see if I have that up. You can subscribe to Basement Chronicles on YouTube. There are lots of playlists on speaking with confidence, because wherever you are, you will need to really tell your message, do it confidently, do it in your own way, which is what authenticity is about, so that people can understand and buy in to what you say. That's the whole point. So, everybody, any questions for me? Let's see if we have any questions this morning or comments from Harriet just says good morning to me. Okay. Elsa says hi. All right, folks, let's see. Okay, yeah, that's about it. So now he's quieted down, right? Now, when you have a kid and the kid is just misbehaving, and you're like, Lord, what did I not do? Yeah, that's how I feel right now, honestly, about this dog. We have to do some work with him. Okay, so don't forget, when you stand up to speak, it's not about you. Okay, the number one way, apart from having tons of practice, that every time I stand up to speak, I tend to really focus on the audience. The number one reason, I think, is because I am super focused on the message, no matter what the audience, no matter where I find myself. They didn't hire me just to look cute. They hired me. Y'all see my confidence there. you, they didn't hire me just to look cute, okay? Nobody does that, not me. They hired you for your mind, for your thoughts, for what you can bring to the audience, okay? And so I'm super focused on, I'm here to either inform, persuade. Most times they say most times for me it's motivation. And like in the speaking world, they say that speaking to motivate is the highest form of speaking, because it takes so much from you. Think of the greats, Les Brown, Jim Rohn, even Eric Thomas, all of these great people who have made their living because they're giving from what's within them, not necessarily information, but what they're selling is personal development and speaking directly to your spirit. That takes a lot from any speaker. And that's why I think I agree with the saying that the highest form of speaking happens to be speaking to motivate. It's pretty hard. But of course, there are others. to inform, to persuade, and of course to entertain. So where do you find yourself, and why are you afraid to stand up to speak? Why? The couple, if that's you, it's because you just need to jump right in there. You need to challenge yourself to say something at the next staff meeting. You need to challenge yourself to join a group like Speak with Confidence that teaches you the basics and keeps on hammering it in as long as you want, because you get to attend the speaking school after. So why are you afraid to speak? Because you focused on yourself. So my question to you respectfully is, who are you not to make a mistake? And who are you to not put yourself out there and to give of the value that you clearly have? We are too focused on ourselves and on what people say. On that matter, the last thing that I want to say, you know, I guess one day somebody will help me to kind of figure out how this ties in with my entire message. Because I'm the person who gives myself grace when I speak, I give people a lot of grace as well. I will always be the encourager. I will always be the person who will cheer on the dark horse, the person who's coming from behind. And I'm not sure, but that feeling of how I treat people helps me to be kinder to myself and helps me to understand that there's a difference between being perfect, I can never get there, and being effective. Does that make sense? What I'm asking for and advocating for is for us to be more sympathetic to speakers, because something happens when you, hey, Santanisa, how are you? Hi. Because something happens when you are that gracious to other people. I believe it comes back to you. This, I don't even know how to explain it, but the fact that I don't hold people to a perfection standard helps me to be more confident as a speaker, because neither do I hold myself to that standard. You will not catch me laughing at somebody even in private. And I that just serves me well. I don't know how to explain it. I probably will get to what exactly that is at some point. But because there's that earnest part of me that wants people to succeed in front of them, before them, and even in my private thoughts, because I'm constantly cleaning up those thoughts and just kind of looking at my heart where people are concerned. And it's not as if I expect that from people, because I know people could be right. I've heard things, okay? Even about myself. But I don't really care, because I don't take it on, because I've got no, you're gonna stay there and talk about me. I'm not gonna give you. You are not having space in my head. This is prime real estate, and you're not paying rent. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna take on what people say or anything of the sort. That's just my way of dealing with criticism and stepping out afraid or stepping out confident. So I hope that helps. So if you are interested in once I lack confidence in speaking publicly, and look at this. Oh my goodness, you guys. Harriet's quote right there proves the ticker tape that's going on below. Once I lacked confidence in speaking publicly until I decided to become a teacher. That is the speaking muscle in training, isn't it? I don't know any teacher who, after a couple years of teaching, does not lose the fear of speaking publicly, because you do it all the time. That's what you are meant to do. Proving my point that if you practice this, and if you do stuff like Speak with Confidence, the program, you will lose the fear of speaking, because there's tons of practice in there, and not just practice. It is evaluation, because you have to, at every speaking engagement, you've got to ask yourself 3 questions: what worked, what didn't work, and what will I do better next time? That's how you grow. And so we guide you through that process of evaluating how you speak week after week after week. And even after you're done and you graduated, you get into the speaking school and you continue to grow. I feel like everybody should take a speaking course once in their life. It's going to up your game confidence will spill over into other things. So if you are interested, as I was saying, please reach out to me. You can go on the website, lisamdublin.com slash, let me just move this and so that you can see. You can go on the website, lisamdublin.com slash SWC. And what I found too is that as we get closer to the date, like that is when people start signing up. So sign up now while there's still time, because I'm very integrous about keeping to the numbers. So we are taking only 10 people, and some of the spots have been filled. So I'm not going to come and tell you spots are filling super fast. There's only one more, and then I come back and say, okay, there's one more. No, it is what it is. If you want to get in, get in. Right now is the time to do that. There is a payment plan as well if you're interested in that, so that you can get through this program successfully, join a lovely network of graduates from all walks of life, and continue to practice even after you have graduated. So, you guys, send Denise. Angela says on Angela, I have to start. I'm there like send Denise. On Instagram, I have a comment I'd like to read out. I can't ever remember shying away from speaking. There are always no's, but I feel the fear and do it anyway. That's a lovely way to end. So let's join Speak with Confidence, you guys. And I'm back next week, Wednesday, for us to just continue the conversation, Basement Chronicles Live. Just look at personal development topics. And then I'm reserving the Fridays to talk about speaking. Bye, everybody. Have a great day and a great weekend. Take care.